I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, all right. I just got a chance to use the bathroom, so I'm back. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Rock Smith and B Gentra, Andrew and Risma, held up here in Manhattan, 18th of September, 11th. I've lived. So you were in Manhattan on September 11th. Wow, man, sheesh, that's terrible. Well, I'm glad you did survive. Wait, that's a woman. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Shout out what city that you're from. I'd like to see what city you're from. And hey, what's going on, everybody, on Instagram? My Instagram, if you guys want to follow on Instagram, we have a lot of intelligent, interesting conversations there as well. You can go to The Real Boyce Watkins. That is my Instagram, The Real Boyce Watkins. So what I did was I grabbed a few of your calls that you made, and every couple of nights, whenever I get a chance, when Alicia goes upstairs and I get a few minutes by myself, I do a segment called Boyce Your Opinion. My friend Vigilante, who's a rapper out of Kansas City, gave me that idea, and I thought it was a great one. And so that's where I got the name for the segment, from Vigilante, who's super creative, super great guy too. Let's see, I see Jersey City. When am I coming back to Atlanta? I don't have any plans to go back to Atlanta, but I met some good people in Atlanta, and so I think I'm going to do some more business down in Atlanta. I got some friends down there. But right now, I'm not planning on going back anytime soon. Shout to Houston, Brooklyn, Dominica, and Virgin Islands. Yeah, I'll be in Houston on the 27th for the All Black National Convention. So if you want to go there and join us, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Jade Arendelle, Vicky Dillard, Willie D from the Ghetto Boys, D1, Dr. George C. Frazier, Nicole Price, Nomalanga Mushali Moses, lots of great people will be there. Sharif Abdul Malik from We Buy Black. So a lot of really great people. So if you're 100% Black all the time and twice on Sundays, go to allblacknationalconvention.com. Bring your family, and you're going to love it. Suffolk, Virginia, Little Rock. Let's see here. Me and my wife are watching from, wait, sorry, Chris, I don't see a city. Is that a boat? Are you watching from a boat? I'm jealous. Damn asshole. Damn Negroes doing good. Won't be bragging and stuff like you better than somebody. You deserve a hater for that, man. Haters are signs of success. So you deserve many haters for that, man. I think that is that's dope. That's cool. He's watching from a boat. How about that? How can I get a business promo? Well, what you do is, just state your business. And if I see your business name, I'll just say it. And if I see it, but sometimes I don't see the comments because I'm trying to stay focused. Because y'all dealing with an ADHD kid, by the way. I'm just glad I never got the medication, because I believe all that shit can be cured naturally. Even things like depression, there's evidence to say even depression can be dealt with naturally. Maybe not all depression, but a lot of forms of depression. Little things like exercise. Like, you'd be amazed, exercise or or weightlifting, a little bit of weightlifting, things like that. That can do wonders for fighting depression. Getting plenty of sleep, that's important. What you eat matters in depression. We are quick to get everybody on drugs, and it drives me crazy. I hate that. That's white. That's some white people shit. I'm serious. I'm sorry, but that's something that I don't think that's inherent in our nature as Black people, to just take a damn pill for everything. So I think ADHD, at least for me, ADHD, my version of it was quite manageable if I just calm my ass down and focus. If I get a pill, it's like the pill, it doesn't mean the pill doesn't work. It just makes me lazy, right? A pill is a lazy way to do something that you could do naturally, right? It's like when the Kardashians go and they get oxygen pumped in their ass to make their booties bigger. There are ways women can work out and make their booties bigger, but they just want to go and get a surgery or a tummy tuck, right? Just cut the fat out and I'll be slim. Whereas people who work out are slimmer, right? So, I'm not a big believer in taking all them damn drugs, especially from them big ass dope dealing corporations, because I know how corporations think. Corporations are thinking about profitability and nothing else, and that's why they'll get you hooked on whatever they can so they can maximize shareholder profits. Dr. B, a while back you did a video on how Future compares himself to Nip. Oh, that's sick. I'm the one that made the comment that was heard around the world. I'd love to talk to you, Doc. Oh, your comment about what about Nips and Nipsey Hussle? And well, you know what? If you want to leave a comment, actually you can call me. My number, the call-in number, if you guys want to leave a message, it's 773-302-0414. 773-302-0414. Somebody type that in. 773-302-0414. Type it in so other people can see it. All right, so let me hop into this. I'm gonna read some of your comments. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. That's really important. Thank you for sharing that number. But hit the thumbs up button, please, so more people can come to the conversation. So here we go. So here's the first comment. I think this one has to do with R. Kelly. So let's see here.
Hey, Dr. Boyce, Ronald Davis from Akron, Ohio. We see a lot of Malik Yelvers, R. Kelly in our neighborhood that ain't even famous. And black women, they know the guys be having sex with men and still accept them. So it's something that we have to fight within our own community.
Yeah, I think what he's basically saying is that there's a whole lot of R. Kellys out here that are not famous. And I agree. I noticed that a long time ago. I mean, go around. I mean, has anybody else noticed this? Tell me if you've noticed this. When you go through the hood and you see like 15-year-old girls pregnant, I mean, usually the 15-year-old girl is not impregnated by a 15-year-old boy. The 15-year-old girl is impregnated by a 22-year-old or a 26-year-old or whatever. Like that's a common thing. And when you get in those real extreme cases of like the 31-year-old man who's sleeping with the young girls, I think that a lot of that is a function of the hen house isn't being guarded. Like the fathers are gone. You go through Chicago, a lot of fathers are not around, so the daughters don't have protection from these predators, these vultures, these smooth talking assholes that'll come in and want to sleep with your teenage daughter, and they'll charm the mother. They'll make the mother, maybe in some cases, these men will be sleeping with the mother and the daughter. There are lots of cops who will tell you that a lot of the cases of molestation of children, of black children in black communities, occur in homes where there's no father there to protect the children. So the mother's boyfriend will be doing all kinds of stuff with the kids when the mother ain't around. So he's right. There are a lot of R. Kelly types all throughout the black community. So next comment. What do I think about Paul Mooney? Oh man, yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, people do all kinds of debaucherous shit. I think again, I'm still big on proof. I'm really big on proof, right? But I don't know. I mean, I think there's something to be said about. I think that he would have to answer for what he's being accused of. But at the same time, if you don't have proof, what can you do without proof? And guys at that time, I mean, they were, a lot of them were messing around with drugs and sexually experimenting, like how Richard Pryor said he lived with a man and slept with a man for 3 weeks and then didn't like it. I mean, that just sounds like some weird shit. That's some old Hollywood shit. Like that's what happens to black people. That's how they get weird when they go to Hollywood. They go to Hollywood, it's a whole different culture. And there's a history of this. There's a history of that. From certain communities, and I'm not going to get into that too much because I don't want anybody to accuse me of being hateful toward anybody. But there's a history of that. I read that history. It's very, very sick, and it's kind of scary. But anyway, let me keep going. Let me read this. Let me go play this comment for you.
Good morning, Dr. Boyce Watkins. My name is Paula Kuria, Kuria. My question doesn't necessarily have to be anything aired. It was a question regarding finance and how to get there as far as with finances and how to take back the money in a sense when it's given away to some others. And I was thinking in terms of do you and can you be a black Shark Tank for others? I know you give away wealth of information, and that is super great. but it's something I don't want to stay long on the phone or anything. I would really love to discuss this with you, as like you being a black shark. Was at that Shark Tank show. You're kind of like, and there's something I thought of, oh my gosh, how to get that money out of the hands of when we always put our money in those other hands. Again, Paula Correa, Kuria 31.
Okay, thank you very much, Paula, for your comment. Can we be a black Shark Tank? We're trying to put mechanisms in place with the Black Business School. One of the things we really want to do is continuously create environments that bring people together and allow people to invest with each other and form economies around each other. The challenge we're facing now is these things all cost money, and so ultimately we're trying to help the community understand and to buy into the idea of supporting a black institution as much as we support white institutions. A lot of y'all might be 50,000 in debt to, University of Iowa or USC or the University of North Dakota or whatever. And I don't believe that they really gave you what we can give you, right? But we have to prove that, right? And so what has occurred is that, we do have a lot of students in the Black Business School who paid very little compared to what they paid in college, but will vouch to this day right now that they got a better experience than they did in college. So what does that mean? Well, the thing about education is that once you give somebody training and skill, they're feeding themselves into an economy, into an economic system. Your problem as black people, the reason your unemployment is so high is because you go to college and you get this degree from a big white university, and then you go into the white economic system and try to get the same job as the white boy. Well, surprise, surprise, then racism pops up like, and racism is like, you're not white, you're not going to get the same opportunities. You're not going to make the same money. You're going to die in debt. Right, which is why half of all black college graduates have defaulted on their student loans, and only 42% of all black students who even start college actually graduate. But most of the people who didn't graduate actually have debt, and that debt stays with them for the rest of their lives. I don't know if anybody else knows anybody who literally has student loan debt but ain't even got a damn college degree. That's very common. It's quite common. So ultimately, we're trying to flip that model on its head. And one of the things that we're putting together, and we did this in London and it worked very, very well, and we're going to do this in other cities. I just got to figure out the right systems and processes because you got so many background processes you have to manage. You got to handle your legal, your accounting, all these other things, pay everybody. And so it's even a small system can have a lot of complexities. Or like if we go to a city, like we go to the All Black National Convention, we're dropping over 20 grand to do that convention. And this is our money. This is not, brought to you by Bank of America, brought to you by Walmart, Kmart, Target. This is brought to you by black people. And so really what I'm aiming for is to form a symbiotic relationship with black people where we develop what I refer to as economic maturity. Economic maturity is where we understand that our institutions cannot grow if we don't support them. We must support our own institutions. We can't wait for a check from, some government official or wait for, who's going to control what we say. We can't wait for a corporation to write that check or wait for a government grant. We have to get that done ourselves. So one of our goals is redirecting black dollars so that we can develop more infrastructure. Right now, we set up pop-up business schools all around the world. We did one in London, and we did, again, I'm very proud of this because we did this with our own money. We went to London, Philadelphia, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Atlanta. And the next one's going to be New York City on October 27th, and that's going to be the last one we're going to do for a while. But because we're going to recalibrate. But ultimately, these are steps toward the longer term goal, which is I want to actually develop economic and investment training centers in every black neighborhood across the world, or definitely across the United States. So maybe have 100 of these centers, right, where there's a very simple paradigm, simple model, where we incentivize as many black people as possible to go through basic training programs on the 3 pillars of wealth, starting with stock and bond investing, real estate investing, and entrepreneurship, where they learn how to run really strong and efficient businesses, learn how to delegate, learn how to set up systems and processes, and basically learn how to create jobs, right? Because that's what's going to solve the black unemployment problems when black people learn to create jobs. White people will never create enough jobs to help every black person elevate their condition. So that's the long-term plan. That's what we're doing. The Shark Tank idea is a great one. It'd be very easy to do. Look, you have an investment club. Like in London, we started an investment club called BLAC, BLAAC, the Black London Asset Acquisition Council. They're running it. They're all doing it themselves. I just pulled them together. We had one big meeting. They set it up. They got the infrastructure. Now they're actually pooling their money and they're buying assets and making investments and all these other things. And what we want to do is facilitate that process in cities all across America. The challenge is that, it's a lot of work, and, the staff, we don't have a giant staff, and we don't have a lot of money. And I really wish I could get people to buy into the idea, literally and figuratively. And I really do, like, literally turn around and say, yes, I'm asking you for your money, not because I want to rob you, but because we want to give you value so that you'll choose the Black Business School as the place to get a thorough Black education. Like, there's no university. You can't go to Harvard and learn from Dr. Claude Anderson. You can't even learn from Dr. Claude Anderson at an HBCU. But the reason you're here is because you understand powernomics principles and why those are some of the most important economic principles you'll ever learn. It's damn near criminal that even at our HBCUs, our people from our community are not learning the fundamentals of actually developing a strong Black economy that allows us to truly prosper. We're only sort of given the keys to strugglenomics, which is go get up under a white person, get them to sponsor you like you're a child. And we have these one-off successes, one successful Negro who got a good job, and somehow we think that translates into success for the masses, but it doesn't. What you need is you need the redirection of 10-20% of that 1.3 trillion that will go back into creating that hundreds, maybe thousands of Black multimillionaires and billionaires who are circulating dollars in the Black community, who are actually developing true manufacturing bases and developing products and services that we get from white people, so that money can really stay in our community. And that's going to require some long-term work and some long-term vision. And so we just take it step by step. So the Shark Tank idea would be easy to do if you had an investment club, let's say with 100 people in it, 50 people in it. Everybody in the club is putting in, say, $200 a month. So 50 people are putting in $200 a month. That's $10,000 a month that you have. So every year you got over $100,000 that you're putting into stocks and bonds and investments. But then you pile up an endowment for the investment club. And then with that endowment, what you then do is you have the best ideas. You have entrepreneurs present their ideas and offer a proposal and a setup where the club can own a percentage of that particular company, in exchange for some capital, right? And then also, you're not just bringing financial capital, but you got to look at all your other capital that's not financial. That's very important for Black people, because y'all don't have a lot of money. Black people don't have a lot of money compared to white people, right? We have 1.3 trillion, which makes us the 15th richest nation on earth, but we don't have much money compared to white people. But what we do have is we got contacts, we got networks, we got skill sets, we have all different kinds of things that would help a business succeed. Like if you had 50 people in a room, that 50 people, if they have the right mindset and they're all properly trained on the basics of economics, I'm talking about literally a week of training, then they could create a business right then and there in that room that would be very profitable and literally create out of thin air, $100,000 a year. Just right then that day at that moment. In fact, we do that experiment when I do my investment seminars and the pop-up business schools, like the one we're going to do in New York. I literally grab a group of people and I say, okay, let's create an economy amongst these 4 people, and let's come up with a business concept, and let's see how if it's something we can make profitable today if we want to do that. Right? You can really do that. You just have to kind of know what the tools are. So all these ideas are out there. I talk to you guys a lot so that hopefully we can develop enough trust that when I pitch the idea, when I come back and say, okay, the good news is that we got all the money we need, but the bad news is that the money is in your pocket, right? Then if I come to you with an idea and I say, hey, would you like to, jump in on this? Would you like to support this? I hope you guys will say, I like this Black man as much as I like the white guy that I gave all my money to. Or if it's $100, well, I mean, a lot of people will go spend $100 to go see the Black Panther if they take their wife and their kids and buy the $5 popcorn and everything else, right? And then go to dinner after. You're going to drop more than $100. But when a Black man comes up with something that's a proven concept, there are still people that are skeptical. There are still people that will give white America the biggest piece of our wealth, but give the Black businesses like the scraps. And I say it should be the opposite. We should be giving our community the biggest piece of our wealth and give everybody else the scraps. So anyway, let me keep going. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. All right, next comment.
Hi, Dr. Boyce. This is Marilyn Sewell from Detroit, Michigan. I was wondering, how do you feel about the Dwayne Wade, his son, being 11 and being at the Pride parade with Gabrielle and them supporting him being gay? Thank you. Bye.
Well, that's a tough one because, when kids are coming out as gay or transsexual at an early age, I can see where people would have issue with that, because a lot of people will say, well, do you really even know who you are at that age? But then again, though, when I was 11, I knew I was attracted to girls, but nobody told me to be attracted to girls. I just was. It just happened, right? And so, now here's the thing, though, right? I would have been offended, and I think my father would have been offended. Let's say I was attracted to girls, and let's say my teacher was like, you might like boys. Did you ever think about kissing a boy? I'd be like, no, I don't want to kiss a boy. And you ask me again, I might be punching a man in a minute, because I don't want to kiss a boy, and I don't want you asking me to kiss a boy. That's not something I'm comfortable with, right? And I think that's okay. I think that's okay for people to say, this is just something I'm not comfortable with. But I think that you have to be cautious about how you treat people in your family who are in that sexually challenged, or when I say sexually challenged, who are in that category that you don't understand. I think that as a community, we unfortunately can sometimes reject people in our own families because of their sexual preference. And it leads to a lot of these young boys being lost, being suicidal. That's how they end up in the arms of some 45-year-old man, who comes in as a father figure because their real father rejected them at an early age. And so, I kind of think, like, you look at Atlanta is almost like the city of lost boys. Like, that's what I really see when I see, because you ask a lot of guys, like, what was your first sexual experience? Like, this is an unspoken truth, but you ask a lot of guys, like, that are in the LGBT community, like, when was your first sexual experience? A lot of guys had their first sexual experience when they were underage from some older man that came along as like a part-time mentor, but part-time sex partner. And now they don't talk about it because nobody really wants to put the LGBT activity under that sort of a spotlight. Like, they don't even let you really study it for real at the universities to figure out like where certain choices and perspectives come from. But the same thing way you had the R. Kelly stuff going on, with R. Kelly, wanting the young girls or whatever, and you got a lot of R. Kellys out there. You got a lot of gay R. Kellys out there, and don't nobody want to talk about that. Everybody want to act like it's pure and innocent, but there were legit reasons that people were like, no, if my son's in the Boy Scouts, I don't want his scout leader to be somebody who might want to have sex with somebody of the same gender. That does not make me feel safe with my child out there, And so, and whenever a little peep of that conversation even gets out, or when a peep of, like, for example, the Hollywood pedophile rings that they have, where they got the parties with the little boys walking around naked and all that, whenever anybody even lets a peep of that out, they shut it down real fast, because a lot of the people that control the media have a vested interest in a specific culture being promoted and protected, and then they also have a vested interest in sort of deferring attention to their behavior by putting spotlights on other people. So when they're calling the black man, the black woman, the black Christian homophobic, that keeps you from calling them on their bullshit and the nasty debaucherous shit that they got going on in Hollywood. There's more than one child coming out of Hollywood, a whole lot of child actors. Anybody else seen this? There's a whole lot of child actors coming out of Hollywood telling some really terrible stories about terrible things, to the point where we got a little girl in our house who's 9, who's incredibly talented, but there ain't no way on this earth I'm sending her to Hollywood by herself without extreme supervision ever. And she's a girl, right? But if she's a boy, girl, it don't matter. No. Anyway, let me keep going. Let's see. Next comment. Please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button, please. I'd appreciate that if you did that.
Hey, Dr. Boyce. My name is Parker from Las Vegas. I had a quick question. I'm a filmmaker, and I'm interested in starting my own production company. I wanted to know if you could give me any advice on that, or anything that I should know.
Okay. All right. Starting my own film production company, any advice? Try to figure out all the things that you can do that don't cost money and get really good at those things. So if I'm starting a film production company, I mentioned this a couple times to my friends that live out in LA. A lot of my friends in LA, I don't think they understand how rich they are. They don't really understand how wealthy they are. You know, because you go to LA and they're all trained to sort of go get in line for these auditions and, you know, try to get picked up by these networks that, you know, they kind of use you up and spit you out and, you know, whatever. And the reason I don't think they know how rich they are is because you have capital around you, all around you. It's just not money. It's just not in the form of money. But if I'm a talented actor, you know, and then I got 2 or 3 other friends that are talented, and then we have a couple of friends that are great writers who would be worth, you know, $1 million a year if they were working for, you know, for Warner Brothers, but for whatever reason, Warner Brothers has not discovered them yet. But and then I got some other friends that know how to handle a camera, and somebody else who knows how to do sound, and somebody else who knows how to do editing. Then I've got everything I need to do something amazing right there, right? And I think that, you know, in terms of sort of being free and in terms of sort of achieving your goal, you know, I really think starting with what you have and starting where you are and taking that seriously is a good move, you know, because I see a lot of people that'll do stuff on their own, but they'll only do it almost as if like I'm just doing this to hold me over until some white man comes along and adopts me so I can go work for him. You know, I really don't want to be independent and black. I really need somebody. I need to be claimed by a massa so I can brag about my massa and wear my massa's label on my shirt and say I'm with Sony, I'm with Warner Brothers or whatever. And I'm just telling y'all straight up, point blank, period. We need, you know, black people who will dream about, you know, starting a Warner Brothers. Do you know where Warner Brothers came from? Warner Brothers started when the Warner family and their brothers, right, sold the fucking family horse. They sold the family horse so they could get $1,000 so they could start making little moving pictures, these little picture movies. They bought a projector for $1,000 and started showing movies at a local theater in Ohio, and people started coming to see these moving pictures. That's where Warner Brothers came from. Who the fuck would have thought that selling the family horse and inviting people to go watch movies in a little barn or something would have turned into Warner Brothers? You know, so I need y'all to have some vision, and I need you to have some damn belief in yourself. I need you to understand how great you are and what you can create if you just start and have faith and go hard in the paint, because you don't know what you have. Like, look, seriously, like I'll use myself as an example. I put together the Black Business School because I know that I knew especially when I got a PhD, a black man with a PhD in finance, I said, you can't tell me I'm not worth $100 million. I just ain't got $100 million in cash, but I am a $100 million asset that I'm going to invest in my company. I'm not going to give my company 5% of that asset. I'm going to give that company 100% of that asset. And the white man can't buy me cheap. No, I'm not going to go spend 40 hours a week building your university when I can spend all that time building something that is mine, that is a part of my community, that will achieve the goals that matter to me, right? Seriously, you're not going to get me for 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. You paying me slave wages compared to what I'm really worth. I'm going to go and I'm going to just take some Band-Aid and some, you know, Scotch tape and slap together something that is high on substance and maybe a little low on flash. We're not flashy, but the substance is clearly there. I'm gonna reach out to my smart, intelligent friends, some of whom you may not ever hire, but who I know are damn good at what they do and damn good at serving the black community. Somebody like a Dr. Claude Anderson, who is an absolute national treasure, but would probably not be hired by most white universities because they do not appreciate what he brings to the table, right? And we're gonna build something special. So you know what I did then? So we do little things like we make these little binders and we have our logo. This is Felicia the Panther, and I'm preparing Felicia the Panther and the Black Business School and all of this stuff for the next 500 years. You know, everything behind me, you see the Panther. Every time I'm on here, the Panther's behind me. That's not an accident. That's because I'm like, God damn it, y'all gonna know this fucking Panther. If you know me, you will know this Panther. I have the flag here. Flags is symbols. I have this here, not just for you, but also for myself. Every day I come in here, I have a sense of purpose. Every day I come in here, in my mind, I visualize how this building, these seeds I'm planting are going to look 300 years from today. Every day I walk in here, I realize that I am in the epicenter of what will amount to be one of the most powerful Black economic empowerment movements in the history of this country. I literally have thought this way since the very beginning, since nobody even knew or gave a shit who Dr. Boyce Watkins was. I'm talking about the day where I was sitting in my little apartment in Syracuse by myself. Nobody knew who I was. Wouldn't nobody even read my articles. I had to beg people to read my articles. I had to ask people to invite me to come speak. And now later on, years later, I go to cities I've never been to before. People stop me on the street, ask me for my autograph or want to take a selfie. It's not a surprise to me because I'm like, yeah, I figured that this would happen. I just had to make sure that the secret got out, that I have something I can contribute to this world, right? Now, here's the thing. If I didn't believe in myself and I hedged my bets and I played it safe and spent the bulk of my time serving the white man and gave my business my little extra time like it was a side chick, right? Then y'all wouldn't know who I am. I'd be about 10 years behind in my development because instead of putting 25, 30,000 hours of labor into building this institution, I would have put in maybe 3,000 hours of labor. And so you would see something much smaller, much less developed, much less widespread, much less effective than what you see right now. Okay. So ultimately, my point is to say that you got to be able to see that vision. And you know what I do? I read a lot of stuff about how great institutions got started. You know, I read about how Henry Ford started the Ford Motor Company when he just built a little, those little Model T cars, those little crappy Model T cars in his garage or whatever. I think about how Amazon started with Jeff Bezos with this little raggedy ass office with a little sign that literally he wrote Amazon in ink on this sign, right? I think about how I was at Indiana University. That's where I proposed to Alicia. In Indiana University, I saw a picture where they said these are the first 10 students who attended Indiana. They start off with 10 students, 200 years ago. So basically, I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well, they started with 10 students. So we don't know what the hell this is going to become. Right. But it's like a little baby. Like a baby is very fragile. A baby is very tiny. A baby can seem insignificant. So somebody has to love that baby enough to feed that baby before the world values that baby. Right. When the baby is born, nobody values that child more, other than pretty much the mother and the father. Right. If the mother and the father neglect their child and don't feed their child, then that child will die. Right. So your vision, your dream, your seeds that you're planting, that is your baby. And so from, in my perspective, this little shit that I got going on, I don't give a damn what people think about it. I know it's my shit and I'm proud of this. And you can't tell me, there's nothing you can give me that is owned by somebody else that's going to make me prouder than my shit. I will be prouder in a shack that is mine than in a mansion that is owned by the white man where he's my master and I got to serve him and tickle his balls every day for my dinner. I don't want to live that life. I want to be free. I want to build something that has a chance of being powerful. So just the fact that I have a chance of making history, the fact that I have a chance of building an institution that grows into something great, that's enough for me. That's enough for me to say, okay, I'm in. I'm gonna give my all to this. My business won't be the side chick. My business is gonna be my wife. And you give everything to your wife. The side chick gets the scraps, right? So I'm telling you, whatever your dream is, whatever it is you think you're gonna do, you got to make it your wife. You can't make it the side chick. You got to feed your baby. You got to feed it every day. Even when it's tiny and ugly and sickly. Some of y'all got some raggedy ass little babies that look like they ain't gonna survive till next week. But without you, then the baby won't live. You're all that baby's got. Seriously. So if you have a little raggedy ass, tiny, sickly, ugly ass baby, go ahead and confess up, raise your hand, because I know I've had some ugly little babies myself. I still got some. I'm still making babies, and some of them look like it's a waste of time. But you are all you got. And I just really think confidence is very, very important. Confidence, it can be self-manufactured. Confidence, I figured out, I used to think about, like, what is confidence? Why is one person more confident than the other? And what I figured out about confidence is that confidence is just some shit where you can just decide that you're going to have confidence. Confidence ain't nothing but faith. If you know how to have faith, then you know how to have confidence. So for me, when I get up and I have confidence, I have so much confidence in myself. Seriously, even when I see negative comments on the internet, people talking shit where Boyce is simping because he did this, or he got on his knee with that black woman and blah 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 blah. But it does not bother me because I am so confident in myself, in the sense that it's like, you know, I don't really even know if I'm as good at this as I think I can be, but it doesn't fucking matter because I'm just going to decide that that's what it is. I'm just going to decide that whatever reason I have to believe that I might not succeed, that those reasons don't have to exist in my mind if I don't want them to. So literally, confidence is something that you can choose. Confidence is another form of faith. So what I want you to do, okay, babe, I'll be up in a minute. So what I want you to do is I just want you to have confidence in you. Just practice confidence. Confidence means you just decide that you're going to have it. Seriously, I want you to just choose confidence. There will never be a time, and I'm telling you, every day I get up, there's never a day where I don't think about something that could go wrong. There's never a day where everything is always perfect. It's one of those things where it's just like, it's okay though. Every day I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna be a good person, I'm gonna bust my ass, and I'm gonna go hard in the paint. Whatever problems are going to lie before me, I will work hard to solve those problems. Some of them I will solve, some of them I won't, but I am worthy. I am just as worthy as anybody else. So I'm not going to move through this journey in a manner that is overly self-conscious, or in a manner that is overly hesitant, or a manner where I feel like somehow other people are worthy of success and I'm not. No, you're not. You should not do that. Just go for it. Just put that shit together, build it, bust your ass, work hard at it, and just always know that you're worthy. And if you're not good enough to do whatever it is you're trying to do, either work to keep getting better or find somebody who can do it and partner up with that person, right? You just got to keep moving. Believe in yourself. Very important. Okay, have I ever heard of anybody winning the Publishing Clearinghouse sweepstakes? First of all, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. No, I do not. I've never met anybody who won the Publishing Clearinghouse sweepstakes. So anyway, that on that note, I should get on out of here. My woman just sent me a little note telling me she's about to go to bed, so I need to go on. And, you know, when she sends me a note, that means it's my cue to go ahead and get done, because I can sit here and talk all night. So I love you guys. The phone number, if you want to call in and leave a message, some of you asked for the number. The number is 773-302-0412. Sorry, 0414. So 773-302-0414. 773-302-0414. If you want to also look into digging into increasing your financial knowledge or joining, our clubs and organizations within the Black Business School, feel free to go to theblackbusinessschool.com. That's theblackbusinessschool.com. We have people there waiting to talk to you. We have enrollment specialists that can talk to you about your future. We have people that can talk to you about what your dreams and your goals are and how we can help you. Also, they have a phone number too. So if you want the number to call the Black Business School, it's very easy. It's 773-302-0212. So it's just like the other, 773-302-0212. So I see some of y'all typed the number in wrong. That's okay. Let me say, I'm gonna say the numbers again. My number, if you want to leave me a message, is 773-302-0414. The number for the Black Business School is 773-302-0212. There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Look at that. There we go. See, that's how we just get better. We just correct ourselves. All right. Well, thank you guys. It was great talking to you. Don't forget, All Black National Convention, September 27th. It's in Houston. I guarantee that you're going to be glad that you came. So feel free to fly on down to Houston. I'll try to see if we can set up a live stream as well for those who can't make it. But being there and being with other people who think like you is really great. I'll be in Louisville on the 14th. Which you can go to drboycelouisville.com if you want to check that out. And then I'll be in New York on October 27th doing a day-long investment seminar. That's Dr. Boyce, drboycenewyork.com. That's one word, drboycenewyork.com. Some of y'all asked about this shirt. You said it's dope. Yeah, you can actually go to wokeblacktees.com. That's wokeblacktees.com, and you can get shirts like this. So feel free to go check that out. Yes, so Yosef, you should certainly come through if you're in New York. And even if you're not in New York, you should fly in for the weekend. I think you're going to love it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace.